Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. I just want to thank all my old subscribers and welcome my new subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. A quick SHTF meal that you can do with your home canned preps. So I'm going to make a quick dinner out of my home canned preps. This is some Swiss chard from the garden last year, and I have 4 jars of that. That should be enough. If not, I'll just run down and get another one. I have some ham here. I have some caramelized onions. I'm soaking my rice, and that's basically it. I'm gonna fry these up together, add in the ham, and then we're gonna put it over some rice. So I soaked the rice, and I can put this together in about 15 minutes, not including the rice soak time, and I can cook it in 15 minutes. I soak it for about 20 and then cook it for 10-15 minutes depending. So I'm going to put this together really quickly. What I'm going to get done is I am going to... Sorry, I'm trying to do this one-handed. I'm going to drain my Swiss chard. And I'm going to save my liquid to cook my rice in. So I'm just going to get all this drained, the 4 jars drained, and whatever liquid I capture back, I am going to cook my rice in it, and that's going to give it some flavoring to begin with. So I'm going to get my rice on first because that's going to take the longest to cook. I have my leftover or reserved from my Swiss chard liquid. It's dark, but that's okay because it's going to go over the Swiss chard. Swiss chard's going to go over it anyway, and it doesn't really matter. So I had some leftover liquid from some canned veg I opened last night, and I want to have 4 cups because I have 2 cups of rice. So I'm going to add in 4 cups of liquid, and then that I'll add my 2 cups of rice in here. Okay, so I have my 4 cups of liquid. I like to add a pinch of, or a gurgle, or whatever you call it, of olive oil to mine. If you don't like that, then don't add it. And then I'm going to add my rice in. It's drained, sort of. There was some liquid left from the draining process. I'm going to get it on a high heat till it starts to boil, and then turn it down for the rest of the time, covered with a tight lid. We're trying to cut back on our salt intake, so I add these no salt ones. I've been using these for the last, say, almost 2 years now, and they're working out pretty good. So I'm putting a dash of that in my rice just to flavor it, because the rest of the meal with that ham is going to have a good bit of salt, and I don't want to add any additional to it. So I'm just going to let this come to a boil, turn it down and put my top on it, and go from there. So while my rice is cooking, I'm going to get the rest of the meal cooked. I have a pan here. It is pretty warm. What I'm going to do is add some lard in here. This is some I got off some meat that I cooked and actually canned up. It's not, I didn't render it, I didn't purify it. It still has all the spices and everything in it. So that's another reason I don't want to add a whole lot of salt to the rice. It has a lot of seasonings in this lard, and I just stick it in my fridge and use it for cooking, frying up different things. And that's what I'm going to be doing today. So once I get that in, I have some mushrooms here. I'm going to add those in and get those cooked up a little bit. And then I'm going to add my caramelized onions to this. So I got my mushrooms going. They've been going for about a minute now. And I'm going to get my... So in goes my onions. And I'm going to get them just loosely warmed through because they're already cooked, they're already caramelized. And then I'm going to add in my Swiss chard, and it's easy as that. I'm going to turn this up a little bit. I turned it down because it was popping a little bit, and I don't like grease popping on me. So I'll get this cooked. Well, it's already cooked, but warmed through, and then I got my Swiss chard on the top of it. Okay, so I'm adding in my Swiss chard. If you wanted to thicken your sauce or whatever up before this, before you add in the Swiss chard, just add a little flour in it, or arrowroot powder or cornstarch, just to give it a little thickening on it. I did a rough chop on my Swiss chard before I canned it, but if you want to chop it up, you can. I don't feel that is necessary because, like I said, I did a rough chop when I canned it, and it's gonna pretty much break apart once I start moving it around and getting it warmed up in this pan. Then I'll take out some for us non-meat eaters, and then I'll add meat to the rest of it. Now it is time to add the meat, and this dish will be complete. I add in the jelly. Sorry, shaking the camera. This one-handed business is crazy. Add in the jelly, the fat, everything in there all together. I'm going to get it out and then I'll come right back. Okay, so the meat is in. I'm just going to break it up a little bit. Get it down into the Swiss chard and onions and mushrooms. Get it warmed through and dinner will be served. My rice is about 5 minutes out and we can eat. I had this on the table in about 20 minutes. This is it. Dinner is ready. The rice is cooked. And I'm going to get it on the table. And you can switch up this meal a variety of ways. Do spinach instead of Swiss chard or collard greens or whatever kind of greens you like. Substitute out the ham for chicken or beef or whatever kind of meat you like. You can do pasta instead of rice. There's so many varieties and ways you can do this meal, quick and easy and to your liking. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. Thank you very much and have a great day.